Well, hello and welcome once again to the Kumamoto Prefectural Gymnasium in the south of Japan. And this Group B game coming up.
Ladies
the
and gentlemen,
Women's Handball World Championships in Japan earlier today. In this group, Korea beat the Australians 34-17. Germany and France are on court as we speak. But coming up now, here in this arena, it is Denmark who take on Brazil. We are at the business end of the preliminary stages. There are 4 groups of 6 teams and only the top 3 in each group will go through. We already know in this group that Germany and South Korea are through. Brazil looking focused, and Denmark and France, all 3 still in contention. This was dubbed really the toughest group, a group that features 5 current or former world champions. France, of course, the defending champions. But Germany, Denmark and Brazil have all had their turn on the top step of the podium, as well as South Korea. It was an extremely tough group. Brazil coming out. They lost 24-30 to Germany on the opening day, then drew with defending world champions France 19-all. And then lost 27-33 to Korea. Here comes Denmark though, who opened up with a big win, 37-12 against Australia. Then were also held to a draw by the Koreans, 26-all. And then yesterday, heartbreakingly, came tantalizingly close, but lost to Germany, 25-26. There is every chance that this group could be decided by the last match on the last day of the preliminary round between Denmark and France, but Brazil are still very much in contention. Paul Bray here with you then for this game today. Thanks for joining us. It should be an exciting one.
Team Denmark.
The introductions for the spectators.
Number 1, Sandra Todd.
Denmark, who have been struggling to find solutions at the back with their starting lineup. Captain Stina Jørgensen.
Number 5, Sana Iversen.
Very hard working, but only scored 9 from 19, while Hansen is looking slow both in attack and defence. Legal and Højlund offer some solutions, but with only one recognised right back in Bjørgaard. They often play with the right hand on that side.
Number 17, Stine Bodeholder Nielsen. Number 23, Christina Jorgensen. Number 25,
the wings at least are working well, and after a lacklustre start, goalkeeper Sandra Todd played a superb match against Germany yesterday.
36, Laia Kort Kimball. And number 40, Adria Leinhardt.
There's Anthea Reinhardt, 23-year-old Odense goalkeeper.
Assistant coach.
On the left-hand side is the coach Klaus Boyne Jørgensen, a great player in his day, now coach of the Danish team, desperately hoping he can get them into the main round in this toughest of tough groups.
Team Brazil.
And now to Brazil, who were world champions in 2013. Indeed, 4 of the players here. Goalkeeper Aranha, Martinez or Nascimento as she was then, Billo and Amorim were in that squad. But their golden generation is slowly drifting away. There is Martinez, formerly Nascimento.
Number 20,
647 goals for her country. She nears the 200 appearances mark.
Number 22, Samana Vieira.
All but one of the team played the club handball in Europe, getting valuable experience.
Number 33,
to left back, Amorim is their top scorer with 15 goals, but expensive, and just 48% success rate, symptomatic for the whole team. They're only on a 51% success rate. Worth noting that they've managed just 2 fast breaks in 3 matches so far, and they missed one of those. They really need to step up to the plate on that front today.
Head coach, Jorge
Dueñas on the right-hand side is their coach, Spaniard, who was in charge of the Spanish national team for 10 years. Took over from the Dane Morten Saubach.
And referees and officials.
The referees for today's game are from Argentina, Maria Inés Paul Antoni and Mariana Garcia.
From Argentina, technical delegates, Branka Marici from Serbia.
So the officials on the table now.
Marvin Dwight from Faroe
sunlight.
Islands.
And at the back is the one with the biggest responsibility, Felix Batz of Switzerland, the IHF delegate, who will have the final say if there are any really contentious issues. They can turn to him for advice. And so with everyone introduced in the arena, it is now time for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. 最初にデンマーク国歌の演奏です。National Anthem of Denmark.
Cheer from the travelling band of the Danish supporters. And it'll be the anthem of Brazil next.
続きましてブラジル国歌の演奏です。National Anthem of Brazil.
Applause from around the arena for Brazil. Teams have met 5 times. Denmark won 3, Brazil 2. The last meeting of the World Championships 2 years ago, Denmark won 22-20. And the time before that was in the semi-final of the World Championships of 2013 in Serbia. Brazil beat the Danes 27-21 in that semi-final, on the way to taking the title against Serbia in the final, their one and only top step on the podium. And I think it's going to really be nip and tuck. This is how it looks. Well, we can tell you now, the France match has ended. They've beaten Germany, and this makes the group very interesting indeed. Denmark absolutely have to get a result out of this today to keep alive their chances of going through. We'll do the maths and come back to you as we look at the teams now. Denmark first, with Hansen misfiring. I'd be tempted to start with Stina and Christina Jørgensen and Bjørgaard at the back. All the wingers are showing good form. It could well be Østergaard and Pedersen with Heimdall on the line and Tuft in goal. Klaus Boyn Jørgensen there, the pressure all on him. He won't have been worrying about the other match. That's not in his control. For Brazil, Amorim, Billo and De Paula seem to offer a decent lineup at the back. Left wing, Larissa Araújo should start with the option of Castro, or a short blast maybe of Martinez on the right wing. Jorge Dueñas is the only one who knows the answer to that. Tamires Araújo on the line has been very good as well. While in goal, Arenhart or Aruda have found form. Aruda selected ahead of Pessoa. There's Sandra Toft, played a blinder against Germany yesterday. She's on a 36% save rate for Brazil. If Amorim's on form, there could be problems for Denmark. 15 goals in the competition so far, but a tad expensive, but huge experience, and she was one of the 2013 world champions. So we're just about ready. So here we go then, Denmark in the white shirts and red shorts throw off this Group B preliminary round match at the 2019 Women's Handball World Championships, playing against Brazil in the all-blue strip. Brazil currently on 1 point, Denmark on 3. Those teams could go through as one of the 3 qualifiers from this group, together with Germany and South Korea, who we know are qualified. Passive play's already been called against them. They've probably got about 5 passes, maybe 4 left, Denmark. But with 2 teams already qualified, we've got 3 teams vying for a place. The break is on. Machelli picking up the loose ball. Machelli, Amorim at left back. Facinello at right back, into the wing. Good save by Toft. It's a penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting. Toft can't quite believe it. And a 2-minute suspension. The foul on Mariana Costa. It was a good save, but I'm afraid all for nothing. The faces drop as they realize what's happened. Penalty will be taken by Alexandra Martinez. Great specialist of the penalty through the years. Dropped her wrist back, took the pace off the ball a little, and just lobs it over Sandra Toft. Well, pretty much in the first minute of play, Denmark have suffered already a suspension, with Court being sent off. Not the start they wanted, 1-0 down, and they've had to take their goalkeeper out just to get parity. So Højlund, Riegel and Hansen. Well, I thought that Højlund I mentioned earlier and Riegel would be good to have out there. Hansen needs to find form today, the number 8 on the far side. She hasn't had it so far. Not a great shot, empty goal. She stepped out of the area. She'll have to send the ball all the way back. Smile from Arenhart, who waves at the counterpart. Can I have it back, please? Can I have the ball? She did actually step out as she rushed forwards to try and get that ball down court into the empty goal. Bit of a let-off for the Danes. So by my calculation, and working on the assumption, of course, that Brazil, who played their last match in this group against Australia, will pick up those points. Amorim comes in, inside netting. The Danes really do need at the very least a draw here to make sure that the decision on who joins Germany and South Korea in the main round is down to that final match against defending world champions France, who've just beaten Germany this afternoon, as you saw on the screens. Going into the left wing then is Court, having served out her 2-minute suspension. Denmark managed to keep a clean sheet during that time. Riegel, Hansen now straight through. That was nicely worked. The defense just opened up nicely for them. Really couldn't miss that one. Only Hansen's 5th goal of the competition. Oh, the gap opens up. Hansen, she's had her problems in defense. And just stepped aside almost. And Patricia Machelli, who plays for Zagłębie Lubin in Poland, helps herself to an easy goal. Hansen celebrating 1 minute, and I'm afraid the villain the next. 2-1. 4 minutes played. Højlund waiting on the right-hand side. No way through there for Hansen. Would have done better to release it so Højlund could drive in, drawing that last defender. Either draw her in or go through and then feed to the wing. Chance has gone begging though. 4 players in the Brazilian team make their debut to major competition. Well, I say major competition, the World Championship, I should say. Passive play again is being called against Denmark now, through the legs of the keeper. Griegel. He's got a very enviable statistic of 9 goals from 10 shots in the competition so far. Been used sparingly though. Just 39 minutes of play, but this is what she can do when you give her a bit of time. Through the legs of the keeper. Meanwhile, at the other end, the defense holding strong this time, but a little blow in the face for Heimdall on the follow-through by Amorim. 5 minutes played, 2-2. Such a tough group. Defending world champions who traditionally start slowly in these events. Poor results. Oh, good defense. Araújo, the line player, blocked the chance of a quick pass down court, allowed her teammates to get back in position. So if you have the Danish win or a draw here, then the decision on the team to go to the main round will be between Denmark and France in their last match. As Hansen puts that one away, she needed a big game today. She started well enough. Can she maintain it? Last day, 82 kilometers an hour to beat Arenhart. So 2-1 down. Now 3-2 up Denmark. Amorim. Martielli. That's an attacking foul. Facinello, one of the veterans of the team, who's just passed the 200 international game mark, charges into the defensive wall. Clatters in. Easy decision for the referees. Brazil, who won the South American Championship, booked their place for the Olympics. Oh, nearly stolen. That was unlucky, but good play by Denmark. Kept driving in. Højlund quickly feeds it out to Østergaard. Brazil come back quickly, though. They're 2 down now, 7 minutes gone. Into the line, straight into the keeper. Nothing, says the referee. Toft's second save. With a bit of assistance from a poorly guided shot. So close to the interception there for Araújo, the winger, Larissa. Klaus Brynjolfsson pacing anxiously. Into the wing, opens up, good save, Arenhart. Goes out there to throw in for Denmark. Arenhart, who plays for Vach in Hungary, but played for a while at Nykøbing in Denmark. Not the only one who's played in Denmark. Number 33, Anastasio, when she comes on, you'll see she also had a spell in Denmark. And so far, so good. Hansen is delivering the goods today. 3 goals for the 25-year-old. Hansen scores. She's teammates, of course, with Amorim at Győr in Hungary. Oh, goes for the middle. Defending inside the area. Jorge Dueñas happy with that, but Heimdall frustrated. She stepped back and then ran forwards again. Frankly, take your pick. Hansen completely in the area. Martinez again. Oh, save! Toft just had to lean ever so slightly to the left. I'm not quite sure what Martinez was trying to do. It was neither one thing nor the other. The Danish fans don't care as long as it doesn't go in. May have been an elbow actually on it, trying to go just under her arm. No, it is the body. And that will count. Save number 3 for Toft. They stay with a 3-goal lead, Denmark. Before the Danes play their club handball in France. See what the Brazilians do as well. They'll know each other from competing against each other because none of them in the same club. That's a bit of shirt holding, turnover. Brazil break, trailing by 3, coming up to 10 minutes played. 3 goals without reply for the Danes, looking for the line, fumbled. But there was some interference, and Tamires Araujo gets the call. 25-year-old who plays in Romania for Dunărea Brăila. The other Brazilian who played for a while in Denmark was Facinello, 81, who's coming in now with the ball. Into the wing, it's still with Brazil. Passive play's been called against them now. 4 passes left, I would imagine at best. Looks for the line, well defended by Denmark this time. In the end goes for the shot. It comes off one of the defenders. It's a throw-in for Brazil. That Facinello playing in Denmark. She's also played in France, in Romania, Austria, Spain, back in France. Never been in any club longer than 2 years, the number 81. So with about 1 pass remaining, it's got to be a straight shot. Amorim! Oh, yes! Just needed the pressure. They've used up 5 of their 6 passes on the passive play. And Klaus Brun-Jørgensen probably can't quite believe it. They knew it was coming, it's all she could do. And Toft isn't too impressed with the defense. Oh, stolen. Play on, says the referee, didn't come off the leg. Brazilians thought it did. Nice to surprise the keeper. No way there, I'm afraid, for Court. To go through, that's going to be a free throw. Trying to get reorganized again, 12 minutes in. It was actually Griegel with the shot. So a change on the line for Brazil. Araujo has gone off, and in comes Samara Vieira, one of the players making their debut at the World Championship for Brazil. Plays for Vultra, the Romanian champions and current leaders. She's scored 11 goals this season for them in the league. She's posted herself on the left-hand side for the moment. And passive play again. Oh, double dribble, dropped the ball and picked it back up again off that one. Substitution between attack and defense still for the Danes. Hosted is defending, Griegel is attacking. And that's a second turnover for Brazil in the match. Some relief for Toft, who's made 3 saves from 6. There you go. A very, very tall defense here, although the Danes aren't exactly short themselves. Off the post and stays out. It will be a throw-in. No luck there for Court, who's herself making a debut at the World Championship for the Danes. Never played in a major competition for them. 19 internationals, played 40 goals coming into this championship. Court. After a flurry and a 5-2 lead. A bit of quiet period here in this game. That's going to be another free throw. The foul on Bruna de Paula is for Fleury in France. Fourth top scorer in the French league, the number 2 for Brazil. 58 goals, all of them from open play. Here she comes. Amorim, inside the area, the line player. Mistake by Vieira. So change at the back is coming. Højlund goes off. And on comes Christina Jørgensen, the Viborg back player. Is it no? I beg your pardon, it's Bjørgaard. So that makes more sense. She is the only recognised right back, left-handed. Here she comes. Has to get a little bit more angles on here. Oh, over the top again, and no luck at all at the moment for Court. Zero from 3 for the Danish left winger. Frustrating start. Ball's dead in the area. Peterson may well be called up. Ah, mistake by the Danes, it goes out of play. So midway through, we've had just 1 goal in a 5-minute period. If this match is won by Brazil, well then it's going to be between France and Brazil. As long as the French get a draw, at least in their last game against the Danes, then they would go through, whereas if Brazil won, they would actually, if Denmark rather beat France on that last day, and this is all based on the assumption, of course, that Brazil will beat Australia, which is likely, and that's the break that's on. Caught surely. 4th time lucky, yes! 25-year-old Odense winger scores. A bit of a boost to her confidence after missing her opening 3 shots. Amorim trying the snap shot round the defender, didn't come off. And too much pace on court. Beats Arenhardt. So kick starts the Danes again. He scored for 9 minutes. 6 through the lead, into the wing, oh, way over the top. A little untidy play at the moment, but it's good defending by Denmark today. They're covering the line especially well, and really the Brazilians who like to break through. Amazingly, though, there was a time when the Brazilians liked a quick game, but only 2 fast breaks they've had in the entire competition so far. 3 matches, and missed one of those. Lovely pass in, point-blank range. Heimdall, her first. 7-3 to Denmark. Superb feed into her. And team timeout called by Brazil.
Vuelve la bola y vuelves a intentar 1 contra 1 con la defensa muy equilibrada. Entonces, vamos a intentar jugar la acción de Chis para que José pueda ir a atacar, pero si no tenemos suceso, rápida la bola a los lados. Y lembrar que tenemos que jugar bien por fuera, no jugar todo por el centro. ¿Está? Irina, y después...
Well, tie your shoelaces up and get ready for business. Here come Denmark. 7-3 to the good. 17.5 minutes into this game. Nice saves by Arenhardt, but I'm afraid she's only made 2 from 9. Play resumes then for Brazil, who trail by 4 in a match that they need to win, and then actually hope that Denmark beat France for them to go through to the main round. The Danes, for their part, need at least a draw to take it to a decider with the defending champions, but it's a 2-minute suspension for Stine Boholt. Plays in Nantes with Griegel in the French league. And she is off. And a holding on the line player. So a bit of space now for the Brazilians. The wingers are playing very, very wide. Didn't need to, straight down the middle. And why not? If you got the power. Vieira. Romanian-based left back. Given too much space by Jørgensen. Christina Jørgensen, that is. And the tough look says it all. So goalkeeper is out for Denmark as they put on the extra attacker. Hansen in the middle, Bjørgaard at right back, and Griegel will shift back to the middle. That's her position. Bjørgaard, poor pass. Hansen running a little quicker than she thought. It's a passive play call now against them. Oh, straight through. Well, the Brazilians are having trouble covering the Danish line. Iversen it is this time, who's only quite literally come on after that team timeout. Superb, and once again Griegel with a lovely no-look pass to the line. Oh, nearly intercepted. Still with Brazil. We've got the extra player for about 30 more seconds. Oh! May have taken a deflection off Bjørgaard. 2 from 2. Vieira, another one of the Brazilians making their debut at the World Championship. Standing shot. Oh, deflected. Poor old Toft had no chance. Seemed to have it covered, and then it touched and went the other way. A 4-goal lead they had at one point. 3 now. Bit of a slip on the far side. Bruna Bipola checks on court. She's fine. Looking straight to the wing. That came off the defender. It'll be a throw-in. Denmark keep possession. 20 minutes played, and the Danes so far 8-5 to the good. Looking for the line again. There's a push by Iversen, and it's a turnover. Brazil bring the ball up. Facinello waiting in the middle. De Paula. Free throw only. Passing it to Tamires Araújo, who's approaching her 100th international for Brazil. Klaus Brynjolfsson pensive, as is Jorge Dueñas. He's certainly got a conundrum to deal with here. Oh, that's nice. Well, what a difference she's made. Vieira came on just over 7 minutes ago, and she scored 3 goals, the 28-year-old. Turns back inside. The Danish defender was inside the area anyway. It's for Vulca in Romania, but went there off the back of 2 years in Turkey, and before that played in Germany for a while for Blumberg Lippe. Griegel. Hansen, oh, goal, and there'll be a 2-minute suspension as well. It was accidental, but it was. Slap in the face. And so not only did they restore that 3-goal lead, there it is. And Vieira, unfortunately for the Brazilians, because she was the one on form, is off. Amorim back in again at the left-back position, with Bello in the centre. A veteran playmaker, number 9, who plays in Russia for Rostov-Don. 11 goals for them this season to keep them top of the table. And indeed champions last year. Kempe landed, it won't count. Martinez comes away empty-handed. She used to love to do those, I have to say. One of my favorite players, Alexandra Nascimento. That's well down. Good call by the Argentinian referees. Hansen. They've got the extra player, the Danes. Bjørgaard plays for French champions Metz, the Danish number 27. Coming in now, yes! Oh, the post stays out. Martinez has it. There's no one up front. The Danes are getting back very quickly. And they come up slowly. It gives time for Bjørgaard to come off and allow Christina Jørgensen to take her place in defense. Shot efficiency, 56% for Denmark, which is well below par. Came into this match with 70%. Brazil on 50%. That's about where they are, to be honest. Go around the outside. Oh, that would have been an awkward angle. She's won the penalty, though. Engineered out of nothing. And Annemette Hansen, frustrated. Little push. It wasn't a big touch, but you shouldn't be touching them at all in the air. So Toft to save 3 penalties out of 5 in this competition so far, up against De Castro, who scored 1 from 2. Make that 2 from 3. First goal of the game for the 29-year-old, who plays for the Spanish champions Bera Bera. So Brazil are back to full strength again. And it's Bolzan who comes on, another one of the players making their debut at the World Championship, at the bottom of the picture on the right. 53-year-old, the only Brazilian-based player, plays for the champions Pinheiros. Hansen, Riegel, Bjørgaard, that was a bullet. And I think that was just a draft for Arenhart. That's holding from the back, I'm afraid. That's going to be off. There was that absolute bullet of a shot. And then at the other end, I'm afraid, Iversen, a little too high for the referee's liking. Ironically, she was probably still hanging on to stop her from dropping too heavily. So chance now for Brazil with the power play. Brilliant play, penalty. Defending inside the area by Hansen. You've really got to get in front of the line player. There's no other way for it. Bello. Technically a back player. So De Castro comes again, he scored the last one. Through the feet, second penalty scored, and Brazil are back to within 2. Marcelli up on her feet. So the Danes still short-handed for just over a minute. The goalkeeper is out again. A 3rd suspension of the game. Hansen, Riegel, loves those darting runs, looking for the gap. Needed a flatter pass than that to give time for Court to get a shot. That's good. Penalty. Little touch on the way through. And we're well into the last 5 minutes of the first half. Martinez. He was caught inside at the end, but there was a push in the back first. I think Martinez was just the recipient of the stumbling Dane coming in. Arenhart, who saved a couple of penalties, faces Stine Jørgensen, the Danish captain, who comes on for the first time in the game and scores. Goes straight back off again. Job done for the 29-year-old from Odense. 5th World Championship for her, plenty of experience. That's her impressive tally of 455 goals for her country. So 3-goal lead, that's an attacking foul. Runs into the defender. Hansen decides not to rush the ball forwards. And back on comes Griegel for the attack. And Bjørgaard. Both of them are changing around. Christina Jørgensen and Horsted. Bjørgaard. Now pulling the defender away by all accounts, according to the referees, and so it is a Brazilian ball. Heimdall, the line player, trying to create a bit of space. Klaus Brynjolfsson says, clearly saying, don't worry about it. As they always say, when you're coaching, worry about what you control, not about what's out of your control. So Vieira, after 3 quick shots in succession, got a 2-minute suspension, hasn't quite found her range since then. Martinez, very close to angle. Oh, Toft will be annoyed with herself. Smuggled through her feet. Martinez's first open play goal after one penalty earlier. See the reaction from Toft. Having started briskly and done some good saves, she's now on 3 from 12, gone a little off the boil. Deep defence now by Brazil. They're pushing out a little bit to put the Danes under pressure, and it worked. A rather rushed shot by Bjørgaard comes to nothing. And we're inside the last 2 minutes of the first half. Arenhart, 3 saves from 13. Toft at the other end, 3 from 12. Neither goalkeeper has really got on top of their subject here. And it's going to be a free throw. Vieira mid-air there, caught by Horsted. Horsted, who was trying to mind two players at the same time as Heimdall came around to help. Line player Menin drops out, comes back in again. De Paula. No way through there. Hansen this time happy with the defending. Toft goes out to the side. It'll be a throw-in. Brazil keep possession. Last minute of the first half. And Brazil will be given the luxury of a 1-minute attack on top of the time they've already had here. Passive play's got to come soon. It's all going sideways at the moment. Martinez cuts back inside. It's another turnover accumulating here. Too many steps, say the Argentinian referees. Martinez frustrated. There was a save earlier by Toft. Although possession stayed with Brazil, they didn't score on the subsequent attack. And a team timeout called for Denmark with just under 30 seconds left. I'll let you practice your language skills and listening to Klaus Brynjolfsson. At their best, the Danes had a 4-goal lead in this first half. Brazil are now hanging in there. They've brought it back to 2. Danes have kept going steadily. The Brazilians, it's been up and down a bit. Frustrating for Dueñas. So, 20 seconds to go. Again, this very deep defense. It could be a 5-1, although Martinez has now come up front as well, leaving a bit of space on the other side to the line. She's inside. Heimdall, what a shame. Nicely played, and there's nothing left on the clock, I'm afraid, and that is the half-time buzzer. And so at the break here, it's Denmark 11, Brazil 9. Teams prepared to go off. It's still tight here in this crucial game for these two teams who can still aspire to go into the main round. Toft started well in goal, but then has gone a little bit off the boil. In fairness, some of the defence have left a little bit too much space at the back. But Hansen, 4 from 4, number 8 there, started very well, but hasn't quite managed to maintain that momentum afterwards. Well, Vieira had 3 good goals, the World Championship debutant for the Brazilians, but has been very quiet since. Let's look at the statistics, and Brazil only 41% of their attacks are working, half their shots going in. Denmark below par, 56% for their throws, and the turnovers, Brazil have had 8, Denmark 5, and despite those 3 suspensions to just 1 for Brazil, the Danes have managed to keep their noses in front here, and the Danes with the only fast break. Brazil don't seem to do that anymore these days. It's clearly gone out of fashion with them. Vieira, the top scorer for Brazil with 3 goals, while Hansen with her 4, most of them coming early in the half, and then a whole host of Danes behind on ones. So 1 fast break, 1 penalty, otherwise mostly down the middle, and then 1 good wing shot for the Danes on the right, but I'm afraid on the left-hand side, Court missed all 3 of her wing shots, her only goal coming on the break. But some good long-range shooting by Hansen. For Brazil then, they've missed 1 penalty so far out of 4, but it is very much down the middle, passing to the line and breakthroughs, and then those occasional long-range efforts from Vieira, and just the 1 effort on the wing on the right-hand side. So Brazil, the blue dots at the bottom, scored first, and then it was nip and tuck. Then Denmark pulled away, and they worked up a 4-goal lead before Brazil reacted. But at half-time, it's nice and close here. 11-9, we're going to take a break as well. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then.
どうもありがとうございました。マッスルアップ熊本の2人、太一ジャングルさん、そしてくまモンに大きな拍手お願いします。
welcome back to the Kumamoto Prefectural Gymnasium here in Japan, and this Group B preliminary round match in the Women's Handball World Championships. A match which Denmark must at least draw to take the decision on which of these teams goes through to the main round. One of these two, or, well, it would knock out Brazil if the Danes at least got a draw out of this and make it a decision in the last match between Denmark and France, who play last. If Brazil win, then I'm afraid Denmark are out. Then it can only be France or Brazil after that, even if Denmark beat the French. But for the moment, at halftime here, Denmark are leading 11-9. So far, so good, but it's a very slender lead. The Brazilians have been out for a long time with coach Jorge Dueña, and let's see what he might be changing. So Brazil throw off the second half of this Group B preliminary round match of the Women's Handball World Championships here in Kumamoto, trailing 9-11 against Denmark. So Menin is at a very short time on court number 24. He plays for Malaga in Spain. Has come on, and that'll help. Straight from the off. Adriana de Castro, who scored 2 penalties in the first half. It's her only action. Now she comes and stays on in the attack. And the Bera winger sneaks it past Toft. So for Denmark, Vigel is still in the centre. Hansen, Vigel, they won't count. They'll go back for the free throw. Vigel, in any event, having broken through, Menin had stepped on the line. Let's see. The whistle went now. Well, she hadn't, I'd say. That shot went before she landed. Tad unlucky. Poland has come in at right back in place of Bjørgaard. Got 1 from 2 only. Poland, though, is a right-handed player. Only left back, and that's a penalty. Could well be 2 minutes suspension as well. She knows. She starts walking Facinello without even looking back. She knew that's what was happening in her back. It's one of those things, rush of blood to the head, you do it instinctively, and as you do it, you go, why did I do that? I'm going off for 2 minutes now. But I hope they can't score the penalty. Experienced player, over 200 internationals to her name now. So the captain is off the bench. Only came off once in the first half to take a penalty. And she beats Renata Arruda, who just come on for the penalty. And the captain's job has so far lasted 15 seconds in total. Danish fans can celebrate, the 2-goal lead is restored. So after a quick goal by the Brazilians, a little like in the first half, it's settling down a little bit here in Kumamoto. Getting the goalkeeper back in again, she's out at the moment while they've got the suspension on. Arenhardt goes back in, passive play's being called, shot taken, penalty won. Patricia Macieli, 31-year-old who plays in Poland for Zagłębie Lubin, draws the foul from Hansen. Sent her one way, then the other. In that respect, she has looked a little bit flat-footed in defence, Hansen. So into goal comes Althea Reinhardt. Faced 2 penalties so far in the competition, hasn't saved any. This would be a good time to start. De Castro scores. 3rd penalty of the game, scored by the 29-year-old winger. De Castro, who actually played at Randers in Denmark early on in her overseas career. 29-year-old, now with the Spanish champions, Bera. So Heimdall comes in, 2 on the line now. Into the wing, smuggled in on the near post. The 2-line players work, Iversen and Heimdall suck in the defence and allow space around the outside. And it's put away by Östergaard for her second goal. No way through there for Amorim. And they are back to full strength again, Brazil. Arenhart is going back in goal. Passive play's been called against them now. 5 passes, 4. Very closed angle. Tried to spin it, but Toft got a leg on it. She saw that one coming, threw herself down. And there was quite a bit of spin, even coming off the leg. It curled around the far side of the post, runs a hand over it. But it's a touch of the hand. Toft's 4th save. The keeper's really stood out so far in this game. Toft has had quiet games other than against Germany. She played an absolute blinder. In fact, despite Denmark losing, got the Player of the Match award. She celebrates at that end. As Højlund scores her first goal of the game, and Denmark have a 3-goal lead again. Suspension served out. Paula, though, will stay on court with Amorim at the left back and Machelli in the centre. Brazil, who finished a disappointing 18th at the World Championships 2 years ago in Germany. Denmark, for their part, finished 6th, having knocked out the host Germany in the last 16 on the way. The Germans got their revenge yesterday, winning their first game in official competition against the Danes in 19 years. And it's put the Danes under pressure here today to get a result against Brazil. So far, so good. 5 minutes played, 14-11 to the good. Bit of pace all of a sudden. Second line goes in. Defenders are sucked in, but this time the shot goes wide. Højlund, there's a decent gap as well for the 22-year-old. Amorim. Brazilians, though, have struggled with long-range shooting, and it's allowing the Danes to sit back just a little. And it's making the line players work extra hard, although it's Vieira, normally a left back, who's gone in on the line, number 22. Interesting play. Very versatile, obviously. She scored 3 long-range shots in the first half. Spins back again. Machelli gets a free throw, but passive play's been called now. The pass counter is ticking. That's the 3rd pass, I think. 2. I reckon they've got 2, possibly even 1. They're checking with her, probably asking, and I think Amorim knows it's 1 because she's saying put a wall up. She scored from one of these in the first half. Deflection, takes the sting out of the shot. Toft looks for the long pass, it's not on. Östergaard was being covered on the far side by Machelli. Good block. Well, take your pick. They all threw themselves at that one. Killed the pace. 3 blocks now by the Danish defence. None on the Brazilian side. Borholt comes on now on the line. Very experienced, plays for Nantes alongside Riegel. Coming up to 70 internationals played. With 8 minutes of playtime so far, Borholt coming and going. Hansen thought about going for the jump, covered all the way and takes too many steps in the end as she's shadowed by Amorim. Oh, intercepted. Oh, and off the foot, so unlucky. Well read, though. Freya Court. Charged through. Just fumbled it. That was a real let-off for Machelli and the Brazilians. So Facinello comes off again, being used in defence only at the moment. And really managed to get a shot on goal, Facchinello, and given possession away twice. Comfortably taken by Toff, but there's a foul on Vieira. He's returned to the back position. And Tamires Araujo, a recognised line player's gone in there. Into the wing, bit of an angle there. Good save by Toff, the 5th of the game. 8.5 minutes played and 3-goal lead remains. As Toff nearly takes out Hansen on the way. That wouldn't have been so good. Great save. Toff to move from Esbjerg, Danish champions, to Brest in France, where they're currently leading the championship. He's third best keeper in the French league, Toft, with a 34% save rate. Hansen, oh, so unlucky, clips the underside of the bar, bounces down and stays out. Vieira. Brazil try to come back quickly, 9 minutes played. Vieira, yes! That's a lovely shot. 4th goal for the 28-year-old. Came into this game having scored just 2 from 5 efforts in an hour and 20 minutes of play. Today she's got 4. Still just 2 goals in it. Too close to call. Hansen pushing up in defence. Vieira, there's a line play. Oh, she missed the connection, Griegel. Borholt went in behind, was completely free. Slipped by Griegel, manages to get the ball away. Oh, straight into the face. A shot by Højlund. Catches poor old Arenhardt. And Højlund the first to come up and apologise. Plenty of power. She was under pressure from the defence and absolutely belted her. Arenhardt, who was one of the 4 players in the squad who won the World Championships back in 2013. The ball coming out, and it stayed with Denmark though, in amongst all of that concern, quite rightly for Arenhardt. It's the Danes who picked up the loose one. Riegel. Højlund was very close to an interception and a pull on the shirt. That's going to be a 2-minute suspension. And, no harm done for Hansen, but a bit of harm, I'm afraid, for Mattielli, who gets some marching orders for that foul there. Yeah, face says it all. So power play now for Denmark. So having tried very briefly a 4-2 attack, to resume 5-1. Good save! Loose ball's picked up. Well, Arenhardt makes her 5th save of the game. She comes running off to get the extra attacker on while they're short-handed. Trying to put it through the legs, but Arenhardt wasn't having it. So Tamires Araujo comes back in on the line. And on the right wing, it's Adriana de Castro. Oh yes, over the shoulder, the keeper. And they managed to get Arenhardt back in very quickly, and suddenly it's a 1-goal game again. Opens up the angle beautifully, Larissa Araujo. Toft annoyed with herself. And the winger who plays for Cluj in Romania, having a great season there as well with 33 goals. He's got Brazil back within striking range. But still, it's a power play for the Danes. Just another 35 seconds. Hansen got a bit of space. Over the line. Heimdall. They put in a second line player. And it didn't pay off. She's annoyed with herself, Heimdall. Arenhardt goes off again. Bruna de Paula in the centre. French-based back player, Fleury. See too many shots off the post. The ball is still out. It stays with Brazil. Vieira looked to pass it straight back to the wing. That didn't work. And the referee say play on. De Paula. Meanwhile, Arnhardt's gone back in goal with a suspension served out. Toft staying focused. And that was a great chance to level the score for Brazil, gone begging. Good save, seventh save. And having had a slow half, Toft is coming good in the second. She's stringing them together here. It was a decent angle, jumped and cut to open it. But Araujo comes away empty-handed. So Rodrigo, Højlund and Hansen. Interesting that Stina Jørgensen and Christina Jørgensen, who came on briefly, not being used, preferring to go for the players, looking to drive in at 6 meters. That's gone in though. Heimdall second. Danish fans enjoying this. Position themselves right on the side of the court by the Brazilian goal on the far side. Enjoying it so far. Have to wait and find out in about 20 minutes if they're still enjoying it. That's going to be a free throw for Brazil. Bit of holding going on Tamires Araujo as Belo Rodriguez was looking to get the ball in. Rodriguez, who plays for Rostov-Don in Russia. De Paula takes a little bit of a slap there. Under close scrutiny from Højlund. Toft will be annoyed with herself, but they all count at the end of the day, De Paula will tell you. And Brazil once more back within 1 goal. Team timeout for Denmark, as Klaus Brun-Jørgensen needs to reset things after this shot here. Bruna de Paula's first of the game.
Højlund kommer lige ud. Christina Jørgensen kommer over på højre bak. Annemette kommer også ud. Stine kommer ind på venstre bak. Lotte stadigvæk i midten og Heimdall på stregen. Prøv her. Vi er kommet lidt for tæt på deres forsvar igen, så nu står vi sådan og spiller putbold. Tilbage igen. Sørg for, at vi får de lange løb og kommer i fart, når det er, vi skal angribe. Det er det, der har fungeret for os. Det er der, vi skaber plads til Heimdall også. Ikke? Så vi må gerne komme ud enten og køre de franske.
So Brazil right on the coattails of Denmark here, but it looks like the Danes are going to bring out the long-range shots. Christina Jørgensen and Stina Jørgensen. Getting ready to join the fray as we watch some of these great efforts. Sandra Toft with a 7th save in the game. So at 15-14, coming up to the midway point in the second half. Christina Jørgensen has gone into the center, the Viborg back player, and the captain Stina Jørgensen, only used for 2 penalties so far in the game, comes on at left back. Didn't give them the space, they got big shots on them. Riegel. Stina Jørgensen, back to Riegel. Looked like too many steps, and then the ball's put out of play anyway, and it's taken from the wrong place. Well, in fact, the whistle had gone. It's being taken from court side, so it was too many steps for Jørgensen. She did seem to be shuffling along. So we have now passed the midway point in the second half. De Paula, Vieira, and Belo Rodriguez at the back, trying to find a way through. Oh, clumsy play. It's given to Brazil. The wingers go very deep again, waiting literally right in the corner. One poor pass to the right, one poor pass to the left. De Paula is nothing if not consistent. Christina Jørgensen trying to get everyone back in position again. Griegel will go to the central role. Heimdall waiting patiently on the line. And the wing is very wide. Pedersen's in on the left side. Been on for about 6 minutes, Pedersen. And again, they're taking their eye off the ball. Some tired arms and legs out there. Too many steps. Just as passive play was being called against them. Brazilians on hanging around. Amorim tees up the shot, and it's a penalty. And there may well be a sanction to follow. The whole bench are on their feet. It is just a penalty, but it's a penalty that could draw them level. Amorim teed it up nicely. Vieira comes through. Little touch on her. Toft needs to step up now and pull off an important save here. De Castro. Yes, she does it. And De Castro's first miss from 4 penalties. They've had a couple of chances to get level, and they may look back on that and go, if we'd just done that, the Danes might have felt the pressure, and we might have just been able to drive forwards again. But once again, Toft steps up to the breach. 8th save. Christina Jørgensen. Brazil, the perennial Pan American and then now South American champions, as they have separate championships. One of the most successful nations on the continent. As she's sent off for diving. Araujo, 2 minutes suspension. I have to say, though, I have some sympathy for her. She took a step forwards, and I thought, actually, it was very close to being an attacking foul against Jørgensen. It's not the way the referees saw it. They felt she was still running into her. Well, Christina Jørgensen uses the space that was Araujo's before to score her first goal of the game. He's the 5th top scorer in the Danish league with 73 goals for Viborg. Slams it away. 81 kilometers an hour that was. 12 minutes left. Brazil, who need to win here to keep alive their chances of going through to the main round with Germany and South Korea. The Germans certain to go through despite losing this afternoon to defending champions France. Goalkeeper's going back in again now. Long range shot. Ah, beautiful. That was really nice. (1.73 only, De Paula, but she gets good height and good power. 82 kilometers an hour. Beautiful athleticism. And they're back to a 1-goal game. Christina Jørgensen. I think she thought about the low pass. That ball is stolen under the nose of Iversen. Martinez looks for the break. It's not on. And Amorim comes up behind. Facinello will go off. Started an attack right at the beginning of the game, but has been used in defense ever since as Brazil take out their goalkeeper. Short-handed still for another 18 seconds or so. De Paula moves left again. Oh, brilliant. Toft's taken that square in the stomach. Winded her. De Paula comes over quickly. Klaus Brynjolfsson looks on rather anxiously. He won't want to lose Toft, who's hit form here in the second half. She's on 9 saves. Maybe just a shock. And winded. It was nice play by De Paula to go around, tried to steady herself, but she was falling towards the back. The angle getting close all the time. She was, I suspect, trying to get in on the near post. And they're asking her to come off. She doesn't want to come off. The referees are saying. And She's still remonstrating. Well, they'll have to get on with it. Reinhardt's gone in for the moment as Toft speaks to Felix Ratz. And they're going to apply the free attack rule, only not for keepers. So, and that, of course, only if you receive treatment on court and there's no sanction against the player. And they are level. And that's not going to make Toft any happier, but De Paula, ironically the player who hit her, scores her third. Launches a long shot and Toft can't quite believe it. She's simmering away. I think you can see the steam coming out of her ears. She's got to try and just stay concentrated. There's nothing she can do about it. So Denmark have got to stay really focused here as we go into the last 10 minutes. It's nicely poised. Good save, the ball is loose. A follow-up off the post, but interfered with in the act of shooting. Heimdall wins the penalty. 27-year-old from Odense. She's happy with that. And the captain once more, Stina Jørgensen, steps up to the 7-meter line. Scored both penalties so far. Right in the corner, that's brave. No messing around. Denmark back in front again. Viera, De Paula in the center, it's shifted to the right rather, so that Bilo Rodrigues, hugely experienced, coming up to 200 internationals, the Brazilian number 9. Lovely height, nothing given. And Arenhardt came a long way forward to try and deter the long pass. It seems to have worked. Danes have run it up the court instead. So Heimdall drops back in on the line. All the way through, Burgård wins the penalty. Arenhardt immediately pleads that it's an attacking foul. It's not the way the referees see it. They say no, she was in the gap, and Burgård's happy with that. Look at that reaction with the captain. So change the keeper for Brazil. Renata Arruda comes in, yet to save a penalty. And Jørgensen scores again, a 4th penalty. And nothing that the Spanish-based Bera goalkeeper can do about it. And Toft celebrates, 2-goal lead. Stood to one side trying to encourage her to go the other way, but I think she quickly realized she was going to take the bait. Went to the short side. De Paula, Rodrigues. Oh, just off the post. And Reinhardt didn't quite get behind it. Viera's 5th. Instead palmed it onto the post and it stays in. Well, if it is, if the bench or the table officials are saying 3 attacks, then Toft can go back on now. Meanwhile, at the other end, business continues. Heimdall. Is it Burgård, the block by Heimdall? And a team timeout called by Brazil. 2-goal lead.
Seguimos insistiendo en las situaciones de Chis, intentar jugar un poco por fuera para sacar aquí alguna exclusión. Y después, en ataque, perdón, en defensa, colocamos a 5-1 con Matili situada de Vico. Defiende aquí Tamires, Duda y Samara. Defendemos bien el 5-1.
Vi vil med høj koncentration. Det er okay at lægge lidt pres på kontraen, men stadigvæk pas nu på den bold. Kom.
So they have to stay focused now, Denmark, but for Brazil, with 7 minutes to go, just under, they've really got to throw caution to the wind here. And gets stuck in. Holstead in the center of the defense, working together with Heimdall. Heimdall 1m85, Holstead 1m80, a good solid block in the center. De Paula, Villa Rodriguez. Araujo comes out, she drops back in to try and make a space for the back, but they didn't follow through. De Paula, oh, way over the top. So De Paula misses, and finally, Denmark are allowed to get Toft back in goal again. It is not normally for goalkeepers, the injury rule, so it's an interesting one, but you receive treatment on court and there's no sanction for the foul that led to your injury, or if it is a foul. Oh, yes. First goal from open play for the captain, Stine Jørgensen, after 4 penalties. He launches an 84km/h bullet. It was just a blur. 3-goal lead, and Brazil are getting out of time, I'm afraid, if they can not find another gear here. Vieira into the wing, that wasn't a bad idea. Ah, the ball's stolen. Peterson takes the ball from Martinez under her nose. That could be such an important steal. Klaus Brynjolfsson's all smiles. And if Denmark win here today, it will set the group up nicely for that final match in the preliminary round with the defending champions France. A winner-takes-all clash. Bjørgaard, whoa! Absolutely launched that one like a missile. That's 90km/h. De Paula, and again a steal. Peterson, 2 of them, and the Brazilians have completely lost concentration. But look at this. Even the local fans are enjoying this. 4.5 minutes to go. Brazil, who held the defending champions France to a 19-all draw, but at the moment appear to be heading for their 3rd defeat after Germany, South Korea, it looks like Denmark, Australia, who've been struggling in this group, will find Brazil too much of a handful, and Martinez gets some marching orders for stepping across into the winger's path. And Peterson is having an excellent spell here, 2 steals, and now she wins the penalty. Martinez has a good save, but the foul already taken place. Martinez, whatever she says, Jørgensen's not worried because she stepped up to take it. And scores again. Stine Jørgensen, 5 from 5, including 4 from the 7-meter line, plus 1 long-range shot, and it brings a team timeout for Brazil. Their last one, and it's the last throw of the dice for Jorge Dueñas.
Vamos a intentar hacer situaciones directas para jugar por fuera, para jugar por afuera, intentar aquí provocar alguna acción de dos. Tenemos que arriesgar, Vale, entonces intentamos arriesgar. Intentamos jugar para afuera para jugar situación 1 contra 1. Intentar ahí.
Kom så her.
Well, for Klaus Brynjolfsson, more of the same, please. So Laka Pedersen has Nulse on her shirt. Based on Nykøbing, Danish number 3, 49 goals for them this season, and Toft is off again. No, Reinhardt has gone back and made 1 save from 4 shots when she replaced her briefly. That was a comfortable save, and the ball will be kept in play by Stine Jørgensen. Club teammates with the goalkeeper at Odense. Indeed, 6 of the Danish team play for Odense. Well, it's hard to see way back now for Brazil with 3.5 minutes to go. They need a win, and they are 5 goals down. Plus, they are short-handed. That's not going to count, though. That's taken inside the area. Heimdall. Bjørgaard races off to get Horsted back in defence. Well, today at least, the Danes, after a few ups and downs in the first half, have played a steady second half, stayed focused, and pulling away in the money time into the wing. The ball is fumbled under pressure, and it's picked up as well by Østergaard, another one of the Odense contingent, playing her 4th World Championship. And the Danes have done what they had to do here today, but that's only half the job. Next up, it's France. Spins off the defender, beautifully done. Louise Bjørgaard, 4th goal. They moved from Henning to Metz in France in the summer. Spins around and beats them, and they've lost possession straight away. Villa Rodriguez, Denmark break, 2 against 2, but it's Heimdall who comes off best with a bit of help from Peterson. Pick a spot really there. 6 minutes without a goal for the Brazilians, as the scoreline is moving relentlessly. They were so close at one point, 18-17, and they've just conceded 6 without reply, as the Danes have rammed home their advantage here. A couple of mistakes and interceptions. And finally, they bring to an end that run of 6 goals without reply. De Paula scoring, but it's all academic now, because we are in the last minute, and Dueñas will know that this match slipped away from them a little while back. It all went wrong in the last 10 minutes. The Danes just kept it steady, just kept their noses in front, got pegged back level, back in front, and then the Brazilians tired making mistakes, like a metronome. They are just pulling away. That's a lost ball though. Break for Brazil. Does well to keep it in play. Araujo. Collision. And it ends up with the Danes having the ball again. 10 seconds to go before the celebrations can start in earnest for the team. Some relief. Defeat would have seen them with no chance of going through to the main round. And there it is, the final buzzer, and Denmark have beaten Brazil 24-18. A run of 6 goals late in the second half without reply left the Brazilians with absolutely no answer. The final score, Denmark 24, Brazil 18. So Brazil down, and now will it be Denmark or will it be France to go through from this group? They have a day off tomorrow, and then it is into the serious business for the Danes. Klaus Brun Jørgensen relieved. I spoke to him before the game. He said, yes, of course we're anxious. Great individual players, the Brazilians. On the day, as they showed against France, they are a match for anyone. But today, the Danes played a good, steady match. They line up now for the presentation of the Player of the Match award. Well, for the second match running, Sandra Toft wins, and yesterday against Germany, having lost the match, she looked less than enthusiastic. But today, The smile is back. Sandra Toft, 10 saves from 25 shots, a 40% save rate, 2 penalties to boot with that as well. She was on court most of the time, other than when she seemed to be forced to leave after being injured. Quite a different reaction to yesterday, and Denmark still in the hunt for that important place in the main round. And don't forget that going to the main round is also important because they're looking for Olympic qualification this year. They thank their fans. Small band of fans, but they've made a lot of noise, and Amorim steps off court disappointed. A win would have put the Brazilians in contention, but I'm afraid the Danes had other ideas today. And for the second World Championship running, Denmark beat Brazil. Nice touch there, Costa coming over for a chat. And Toft can now join in with the others. You can just see, you feel the relief for the Danish players. A big, big game. The Brazilians were hanging on, 17-18 behind only. And then Denmark shot ahead to 24-17 as Brazil completely lost their footing. Nice play at the back. It was good when the 2 Jørgensens came on as well, a bit of variation, a bit of long-range shooting. Started to draw the defense out a little bit, gave some space at the back. And during that time also Pedersen found as the defense pulled in, a little bit of extra room around the outside. Stine Jørgensen, who finishes the day with 6 from 6. Only one of them an open play goal though. Well, time to rest those legs and those arms and come back in 48 hours time. Martinez playing in her 6th World Championships, one of the most experienced players around. She heads off, may not be one to remember for her. In fact, only 39% of their attacks succeeded and 47% of their shooting, but it's been down around there for Brazil before. Denmark, 59% of their shots going in, and despite 15 turnovers for Brazil, but 12 for Denmark, they still kept going. 5 2-minute suspensions to the Brazilians, mostly in the second half, proved costly. Vieira, the top scorer for Brazil, with 5. Jørgensen, the captain, Stine, with 6. The best in the game, though. As for the shot chart, so 5 penalties all put away by the captain. 1 fast break, couple of goals going in on the right-hand side with Østergaard. Not so much on the left-hand side, although Pedersen did play a big role. And then straight down the middle on those breakthrough, and 3 long-range shots from central positions, 1 from the left. For Brazil, as ever, no fast breaks. They missed a couple of penalties, but a decent spread in the end in terms of where the shots are coming from. But on the right wing, not so much success, and the long-range shots, I'm afraid, has proved a bit of a problem for them. 3 from 8 in that central role. So a slow start, those opening 10 minutes, 3 goals for the Danes, 2 for Brazil, and it dried up. Then Brazil got back into the game and got back to within 1, and then at the end there, 6 goals without reply, and the game was over. Brazil were out. So Denmark have beaten Brazil 24-18. They stay in 4th place, but they have the same number of points as France. So Germany and South Korea through to the main round, and France and Denmark will play off effectively for that 3rd qualifying position for the main round. It should be a cracking game. Well, hope you can join us again. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. And until next time, from me, Paul Bray, and all the production team, good night.
Well, we are starting the press conference of Denmark against Brazil. First, I will introduce all the attendees. From your left, the head coach, Klaus Van Jorgensen. And 28, Steen Jorgensen. From Brazil, 88, Mariana Costa. And head coach, George Dueñas de Galaza. Could you please comment from the head coach of Denmark?
Yes, first of all, thank you to Brazil for a great fight. We are, of course, happy with the result and the 2 points. We were very sad after yesterday's defeat, and today we got a better start. It was important for us because we had the feeling that we have been playing well, but didn't get the points yesterday and didn't got both points against South Korea. And we knew that today was going to be tough also because Brazil is a strong team with a lot of quality, a lot of physique. But I'm proud of the girls. They fought bravely all through the match and held the head cold or sharp or whatever you say. Well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Stina, please.
Yeah, I also want to say thank you for a great match today. I think we played a lot better today than yesterday, and yeah, we needed that. We had a good discipline, and yeah, really good for us.
Thank you very much. Head coach of Brazil, please.
Congratulations, Denmark, for the winner. So today I think that we play a very good match with difficulties in some moments because the defense and the goalkeeper of Denmark was very good. But in the second half we reached the score. We can able to get draw in the 50 minutes. So in this moment we have 2 minutes exclusion, and maybe in this moment we lost the match because in this moment Denmark took advantage to open the score, and in the final of the match we tried to take risks to reach the result, but it was not possible. But I am very happy because my team is proud of my team because fight a lot of and our players fight like warriors.
Mariana, please.
First of all, congratulations to Denmark. We knew, like they said, the game today is supposed to be pretty hard, pretty great fight, and we know our quality of our team, but of course we know the quality of Denmark national team. So we are pretty, of course, disappointed after this loss because we knew that we could have make it a different result in the end. So of course we are disappointed, but also we understand that we had some crucial moments in the game that we could make it better. And like my coach said, these 2 minutes was pretty expensive to us in the middle of second half, but we showed a lot of good quality and high level to come back in the score that we was 2 behind. So I'm pretty proud about my team. I think we are in a good development, in a good growing up, and I'm hoping that we can come back better.
Yes, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Do you have a question?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to ask both. Today also France won, so it's simple after tomorrow. And if you can say, how should you fight to France to win?
It's the same recipe, strong defense. We know that France also have a strong defense, very aggressive and a lot of movement. So the quality of our attacks today, especially in the last 15 minutes with the speed and the pressure we made on the Brazil defense, will be exactly the same we need to do against France. We know it's a great team. They are world champions and European champions. So it's not going to be easy, but I have a strong feeling and belief in my team and in my captain, so I think we can win.
Yeah, I agree with Klaus. I think that you can say quality, focus and discipline like today.
Det var så lidt.
Thank you very much. Okay, then we are looking for the next match to France. Thank you very much.